Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on live tree music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming again today, you're very, very welcome. How great to see everybody here. I trust you enjoyed my last video on Cold Chisel rocker Ian Moss, who went on to have a bit of a solo career, and through his song Out of the Fire, we looked at how soon or when do we need to wait to go back into relationships or getting yourself back out there. So trust you found that one encouraging. Well, going from there to 1992 in London. You know what was happening around that time? We had the grunge movement and a few other bits and pieces happening. JK pretty much formed around him, and he decided to get a bit of a fusion of funk, acid jazz, rock, disco, electronica and Latin together, and he formed the band Jamiroquai. Now Jamiroquai, just really, really smooth, these guys. You know, there's just something about just first of all the complexity of their compositions, very, very complex indeed, but just the rhythmic smoothness of it. It's just really, really beautiful and effortless. When I'm saying smooth, I'm not meaning like this beautiful sublime thing, because it's not at all. If it's acid jazz, so we are getting into quite complex stuff, but very, very smooth. It just sounds absolutely amazing, these guys. Not a band I knew much about, but you know, this channel we go into everything, so it's good to give Jamiroquai, who I think I've got the pronunciation right, going really, really well. They came out with the song When Are You Going to Learn, and there's got a live version of this one below, and this song enabled them to get signed to Acid Jazz Records in 1993. When are you going to learn? You know, as human beings, we're not good at learning, are we? I know for me, you know, I'm not good at learning at times. You know, something happens, we think, oh, that was a bit of a thing, but do we make any reaction to it? Do we tinker around how we can do things differently? Well, no, we don't, because we don't think it's going to happen again. And sure enough, it happens again. And we think, right. We don't like to change the way we are sometimes, and sometimes the lessons can be really, really hard. Now, when I'm talking about learning, I'm not talking about the things that have happened to us that are beyond our control. And there certainly have been many traumatic events that many of us have been part of. I'm not talking about that sort of learning. What I'm talking about learning where, you know, you might have done some simple little mistake, some silly little thing. So, for instance, a traffic fine, you think you'd learn from a traffic fine when you've got to pay it out, but you just get back in the car and you do it all over again, and the next minute you've got another one. And I think, you know, there's something about not willing to learn. First of all, realising there's a lesson to learn. And secondly, willing to learn the lesson. And thirdly, willing to act on the learning. Now, do we do all of those three things, or do we just keep going on regardless? Think about relationships. You know, a relationship might come to an end, and we're all a bit sad and a bit about it. But we just go straight back out there, or to quote the song last time by Ian Moss, Out of the Fire, into the night. How quick do we go back into the night without taking stock of where we've been? What's our relationship with love like? How's that going? How are we going to love better next time? Because, you know, I'm sorry to tell you this, that there's always two sides to a relationship breakdown. Which I probably shouldn't say the word always, because sometimes, you know, a relationship breaks down because there's actually violence happening, and there's no learning there. That's just something you're not going to be part of. But when it's like, you know, kind of a mutual thing, or just a bit of a gradual moving away from each other, that there is often two sides at that point. So please get please help. Please understand, I'm talking about traumatic experiences here. I'm talking about just when relationships kind of end. Often there's two sides to the story. And when you're going to learn means, well, hey, okay, I've been through it in a relationship. How did it go? Why did it last? What can I do next time? What can I do next time, by the way? Not what did the other person not do. No. What can I learn? Because I want to love better. Surely, you know, if we learn anything through the hard times, we learn what we are and what makes us up as human beings and what we can do better. So when are you going to learn such a good song, a good thing to think about? Jamiroquai, he's not scared to talk about strange and confronting things. He's got this beautiful vehicle, this beautiful voice, this beautiful band that enables him to have this voice, and he's not scared to make a bit of social comment about things. Well, it was around that time that Sony came along and said, hey, we think you guys are amazing. How about an 8-album record deal? 8 albums. 8. So you think about an album, how many songs? 12 these days. And obviously there might be 20 to 30 songs considered per album. So there's a lot of songs there that Jamiroquai over the next quite a few, 14 years, I shall get, no, 24 years, let's get my adding up right. They did actually get to the 8 albums record deal, 3 compilation albums, 4 video albums, and 29 singles. And so, you know, they have fulfilled Sony's requirements of 8-album record deal. That is a massive record deal right there. And so with a backing like that one, the world was rich to produce some pretty amazing songs. Out came Emerging on Planet Earth. This album went to #1 in the UK. Bit of a dig at capitalism in particular. That album sold 1.2 million copies. Out in 1990, now I can't read my numbers here, 1999, actually no, 1994, the return of Space Cowboy. It's almost like, hey, look, we're back for another go. And we got the official clip of Space Cowboy. When I talk about smooth, this is some really amazing stuff going on here. It's got an official clip of Space Cowboy. 1966, Traveling Without Moving, live version of Virtual Insanity. Virtual Insanity is like, hey, look, if you hadn't learned from this first time, are you going to learn this time? If you didn't learn from that time, are you going to learn from that one? If we keep doing the stuff that we have always done, expecting change, well, that's insane, isn't it? We need to learn from the things that we've done and change the things we need to do so we can get different responses. When are you going to learn? So Jamiroquai just had some pop mainstream success today. They've been able to cross over from acid jazz into pop mainstream, and they have won a few awards: Billboard Music Award, BMI Awards, a Grammy Award, Hungarian, European, Japanese, MTV Awards, and unavailable Award. So very successful in the scheme of things. Oh, I've actually forgot, before we get on to the albums again, got also an official clip from 2017 of Cloud9. So I thought I'd just check out that one in there a little bit more from a little bit later in their career. So, and as well as all those awards between 1993 and 2017, as I've already said, 8 studio albums, 5 compilation albums, 4 video albums, 29 singles, estimated to have sold 26 million albums, and in the 1990s, the 3rd highest artist in the UK. So very a significant band in the scheme of things, not scared to pave their own way musically and to contribute their own way to this beautiful collaborative legacy of a thing called music. These guys have well and truly had a part to play in that. So it's good to give the band Jamiroquai. I just want to say that word, Jamiroquai, because, you know, it's a beautiful name for a band, and Jamiroquai absolutely deserves the accolades that they have received. So the links to those, how many clips we got, because I added an extra one, 4, are in the description below. And I've also included my last video from Mossy, Ian Moss, so if you want to recap on him, feel free. Well, I was a little bit excited when I put up Ian Jury a little while ago. I got 127 views, and now you might be thinking, oh, Trevor, get over yourself, that's not that many. But trust me, I'm pretty excited by that because this is the little channel that could. So 127 views, pretty cool. A couple of comments and some likes. So it's always good. So feel free always. The invitation is to make comments and like if you would like. Well, That's it for today. Next time we're going to get onto keyboard whiz Jan Hammer. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.